Hey guys, thanks for joining us, and today we're talking Stormtrooper helmets. Hey guys, thanks for joining us, Robert RS, and I'm talking Stormtrooper helmets because we recently launched the green helmet and it kind of triggered a load of questions about what was the original material, what's the ABS, what's the difference with the PVC. So let's just go through the different materials, the pros and cons, and what it's all about. Up first, ABS. Probably the most common type of helmet we make. The ABS helmet is made to complement the ABS plastic on the suit. It's the perfect match. It's very durable for costuming, looks good as a collection piece. It does pretty much everything that we need it to do. Obviously it's all created from an original helmet. The plastic is the same thickness as the original helmet and the original armour plastic, which was ABS. There's an obvious fit with using this plastic. You get the correct look and it matches the armour. That would be the ABS helmet. All of our Sandtroopers are ABS just because the way it holds paint, it's perfect. PVC. Okay, so the PVC exists because it's whiter, which some people expect it to be. You know what I mean? You can probably see the colour difference here. So in people's mind, they expect the Stormtrooper to be a bright, glossy white. In effect, it was more of a creamy sort of white. And it's all to do with the studio lighting and movie magic. But some people want that. So to get that look and get it in the correct gauge of plastic, which is the most important thing, we used a PVC material. It's very glossy, as you can see. It's whiter than the ABS. It just gives us that extra dimension. If somebody wants something that looks a little bit more like how they imagine it than how it truly was. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. That's the PVC. One of the differences between these helmets is the UV stability. So the ABS is going to gently yellow over time. The PVC is UV stable and that shouldn't. And the paint on this is probably going to yellow over time as well to an extent. Not like the ABS plastic. Would I display all of these? Yeah. But if you are concerned by the aspect of yellowing over time, maybe the PVC would be more of the choice. And if it's only going to be displayed anyway, hence why it's out on the shelf all the time, then obviously the green's a perfect choice as well. The differences in the actual plastic, the PVC is a little tougher. It vac forms slightly differently. But I mean, really, this is just personal preference. That's it, it's just a choice, it's just an option that's there. Both perfect for trooping, so those are the differences between the ABS and the PVC. Then let's throw into the mix the green helmet, which we've just released. So this is made from the material that the original stunt helmets were made from. It's that green plastic, as you can see there. It's got the overspray and looks really pretty. Now, the issues with this are, like the original helmets, the paint doesn't stick amazingly. So if you were, for example, I mean, this is going to be fine. 40 years later, the helmets still exist and they still got the majority of the paint on. Simon's obviously hasn't because he stripped it off. The paint will stick for the purposes of handling and collectors and stuff. What we wouldn't recommend is taking this one out and trooping it, because the more it gets bashed about and handled, the more likely that the paint's going to come off. And when that does happen, if it happens in a way that you don't particularly like, then all we're left with is totally stripping it and repainting it. So it's not really one for the troopers, and that's why ABS was always the preferred choice. I mean, the hero helmets were made in ABS, so you can see the thinking there. But this is for the absolute purist. Somebody who wants the deepest of shapes, the perfect of vac formings, and the on-screen finish, which was obviously a painted finish on the helmet. For me, every time, this is perfect. Would I troop in it? Probably not, for the reasons I've just told you about. This makes a lot more sense from a trooping point of view. But from having one in my collection, this is the one. This is the one that would take up the space. If you're trooping and you want to collect one of these, you've got the space to display them both. Why not? So that's the difference between these three stunt helmets and the different plastics that we offer, and the reasons why. Let's recap. This one matches the ABS armour perfectly. It does the job. It's going to stand up to years of trooping. There's no questions asked. This one is for those who want a bit more of an idealised colour and gloss, because it's very high gloss. We don't use acrylic capped ABS because to do that you need to go to 2mm. That throws out the whole look of the helmet, as we found very early on. So we don't use that. We use the same gauge, 1.5mm thick, both of these helmets and this helmet. And that's also true. We matched that from Simon's helmet. We tried 2mm, it wasn't right. We tried 1mm, it wasn't right. We tried 1.5. It's a bit like the Three Bears, this, isn't it? We tried the 1.5, perfect. So that makes sense that we use it on the other helmets as well, because you get the same depth of teeth. All the details are just the same. So there you go. That's the difference between the helmets. I hope that makes some sense and you understand why they're offered and why these choices exist. And that's about it. I've been talking complete Stormtrooper helmets. So there you go. These are my babies. Thank you for watching, and join us next time when we'll be talking about, well, you guessed it, we've no idea. But it'll be something interesting, I'm sure. And it's 9 out of 10 it's going to be Star Wars related, isn't it? Unless Paul's involved. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we've still not thought of an interesting sign-off. So if you've got one, comment below and maybe we'll pick it up and use it.